All right, there we go. So 5 on each side, lateral lunges, alternating sides. Once you get your 5, stay in that wide stance, okay? Once you get your 5 in, nice wide stance. I'm gonna push my glutes to the back of the room. I'm gonna reach right down the center. I'm gonna stretch those hamstrings out from this nice long weekend that I had, 2 days. Go ahead and just kind of bob back and forth a little bit. Put your hands down on the ground and go ahead, and I don't know if I'm going to come off camera or not, but go ahead and hand walk forward into a plank position. Stay in that wide base. I'm still kind of on camera. Just into a plank position with wide base. Now I'm going to press back. I'm going to start walking those hands back into that wide position. Roll up nice and slow. Let's do 3 more of those. Good, nice and slow. Down. Bob back and forth just a little bit. Loosen things up a little. Walk out. Good plank position here. And then walk those hands all the way back. Roll up nice and slow. Now when we roll up, remember to use those glutes to come up nice and high. Good. Down. Bob just a little bit. Hand walk out. Good. Hold for a second. Now walk it on back. And roll up nice and slow. Now, if you have a mini band, grab a mini band. If you do not, don't worry about it. You can buy these pretty much anywhere. Amazon, Dick's Sporting Goods, Costco had them for a while in their Christmas stuff. But mini band, we will be using them a little bit for our warm-ups, but we don't need them. So if you don't have one or don't want to get one, you can do the same movement just without it. Okay, so get into a good base position, sit back just slightly, knees shoulder width apart. And from here, we're going to go right knee comes in and out. Now, if you don't have the band, you're using your glute to create all the tension. So I'm trying to rip the floor apart, and then I'm using my glute to drive my leg in and out. Let's go 10 to the right. And then we'll go 10 to the left. And then we'll go 5 with both. So once you're done with your 10, switch to the other side. Now, even if you're using the mini band, I want you to still create tension by pulling that floor apart. Foot stays flat on the ground. All the movement comes through my glute. And my ankle's obviously doing the rotation part. Okay, get those 10 in. Once you're done there, stand up for just a second, especially if you have a mini band, because for some reason that just burns. Okay, and then we're going to come down into that base again. Now we're going to go out and then back over our toes. So I go out, come back over my toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Come up. Now, if you have your mini band, slide it down to your ankles. If you don't, just follow the next movement. Okay, we're going to do a lateral push. So I'm going to squat down slightly. I'm going to push going to my left. So I just step out and I recover the same distance. I don't let my feet come any closer than shoulder width. If you don't have a band, you're doing the same thing. Again, try to push the floor apart as you move across. Get one more in, and then we're going back. Again, just warming up those glutes. It's a squat day today, so we got a lot of push to do today. So we want to make sure that those glutes are ready to help out. Good. Go ahead and pop that band off. Boom. Kick it to the side. Couldn't have made that look cooler if I tried. All right, here we go. Big world's greatest stretch. Big lunge step moving forward. Big strider stretch. Okay, so as big a step as I can take. Coming down, hands on the floor. Drive that back heel down towards the floor to keep that back leg active. Rotate up towards the sky. Look where those fingers are going, up towards the sky. Come back down. Step up. Now I'm turning around because I don't have space to keep going. But if you do, you can keep moving. Okay, let's do 3 big world's greatest on each side. Really stretch everything out. That's why it's called the world's greatest. Strider stretch with rotation. You'll see more and more athletes doing these now. Not that you didn't see them before, but a lot of times this was a track and field stretch. More in that speed characteristic. You know, a lot of the pro athletes and stuff, really, they only stretched like we used to back in PE for a long time. Old school, you know, quads, hamstrings. Okay, let's go play. One more. Good stretch here. And come up. Good. Speaking of quad stretch. Okay. Speaking of our quad stretch, we're going to go down to the ground. We're going to get our quad with another rotation. So I'm going to come down to the ground. My top hand going to grab my bottom ankle. Okay. My other leg comes out into that strider stretch position. Okay. So like I'm doing a lunge here. And my bottom hand holds that knee in place. Okay. I'm going to take a nice deep breath called a Bretzel Stretch. Deep breath. Let it out. As I try to drive this shoulder back down towards the ground, but keep this knee on the ground. Come up. Okay, the further back I pull this leg, the more stretch I get in my quad. Let's do 3 of these. Good, one more. And good, switch sides. Setup takes longer than the stretch with this one, but that's okay. It's a really good one. Kind of gets everything all at one time. Now, if one side you can't quite get there, you could grab the back of your shoe. Okay, whatever you can do to kind of get in that position is fine. Obviously, flexibility differs side to side. My T-spine differs more than most everything else. So this is as far as I can rotate, but I'm pushing into that rotation just past where it's comfortable. And each time trying to go a little further. Good, one more. And if you get a little snap, crackle, and pop, that's fairly normal too. Good, roll straight to your back. 2 more things, and then we're gonna do our neural activation. So I'm gonna go bent knee hamstring, pull that knee towards my chest, kick that leg up nice and high, foot flat towards the ceiling, don't point your toe. Good, we got 5 of those. 5 on each side. Now we're going to do things up a little differently today. We have lower push, upper pull. Instead of starting with our timed, we're going to go ahead and do our long movement first. So we're going to go ahead and go through our AMRAP this morning, see how many rounds we can get in. So if you want weight, we'll use medium, light to medium weights probably, because it's a metabolic challenge. If you want to go heavy, that's fine. It's just going to slow you down. Okay, we want weights that you can hit the 8 reps easily and repeatedly. Okay, so you don't want to have to drop weights halfway through because that just takes time. And you don't want them too heavy because it'll take you a long time each round. Good. Last one, go ahead and come into that dead bug position. Lock in. This is good because this looks just like a squat, right? So I'm going to keep my core nice and tight, keep my ribs locked into my hips, arms go up, and just like a squat, I'm going to go ahead and extend my legs out like I'm going to stand up. Keep this tight. Don't allow your back to come off the ground. And then bring them back. Just like doing a squat laying on the ground. Reach out. Bring it back. Good. Got 8 of those. Now, if you can't reach all the way out, just reach out as far as you can. Okay, because if you keep these bent a little bit more, right, it's a shorter lever. Just reach out as far as you can without losing this core stability. And relax. Good. Neural activation. So up on our feet. And then we're going to get started. Okay, so what we have, first go, we're dropping into a base position. Okay, so first go, I drop in. Second go, we're going pogos, fast feet. Okay, about 5 seconds. Okay, here we go, all the way up. Go, go, fast feet. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, all the way up. Go, go. 3, 2, 1, and relax all the way up. Go, go. 3, 2, 1, and relax. And coach just kind of bounces it out. Grab a quick drink of water. Now, whew, all my water bottles went to the sick little kid. And I don't want to drink out of them until I boil those things because the sickness is going through us like a hot knife through butter right now. Everybody's got something. So what we're going to start with. So stay healthy, please. Stay healthy. We're going to start with our AMRAP, like I said. So I'm going to set the clock, okay, for a set amount of time. We're going to see how many rounds we can get through these movements, okay? So your first movement is your control movement, okay? Your first movement is your control movement. So your control movement today, again, I have 2 dumbbells. You do not have to do dumbbells. All of these movements can be done without. I come up, I go down into a good squat all the way down. Now I'm going to stay front racked, okay? So right at my shoulders, elbows in front. I come down and up. We have 8 reps. Nothing fancy today, just good 8 reps, dropping down as low as you can, driving up, okay, 8 reps. Then you're gonna drop a single weight, We're gonna go into that bent over row position. So hips go back, dropping my hips, nice flat back, looking a foot in front of my feet, bringing that elbow up. Okay, we're gonna go 8 on each side, single arm. Okay, 8 on each side. From there, we're going down to the ground. Okay, we just did dead bug double. Now you get to do dead bug single. Okay, now what we're gonna do, opposite arm, opposite leg, create tension, lock in. This other arm and leg, reach out, tap together, reach out, tap together. Okay, we're going for 8 on each side. And then last, but definitely not least, you have to have your explosive movement in there. So our explosive movement for this round, okay, we're gonna go lateral bounds. So make sure you have some space. I don't have a ton in here, right? You can see I can almost reach across my entire room. So I'm over here. I'm gonna do my best Apollo Anton Ono speed skater jump and then go back the other way, okay? Now this one, I want you to go quick, so they don't have to be huge jumps. I would rather them be nice and quick and clean than big going across your entire living room, but we are gonna go 5 each side there. Everything else is 8, the explosive is 5 on each side. Okay, makes sense? Okay, so I'm setting the clock. We have 15 minutes, okay? We're gonna see how many rounds we can get in. So get your stuff ready. I got the clock set. I'll give you a countdown before we start. I'm going to give everybody another second. Now in the chat, if you don't have weights, if you need a fix, if you just need to yell at me because you don't like what we're doing, you can throw it in the chat really quick. You can throw it into everybody if you want everybody to laugh at the fact that everybody's mad at me, or you can throw it straight to the coach if you have a personal question, okay? And I'll read it as soon as I can, once I see them pop up. You can also share your playlist. If there's anybody out there that's doing music and you want to share your playlist so everybody can listen along, please do so, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, here we go. 10 seconds. Whew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Starting with those front squats. Now, if you don't have weights, right, you're just doing the front squats. Just control yourself on the way down and up. Remember, you have 8 reps. 8 reps of squats. It's hard to count sometimes when you're talking and doing stuff. I don't want to just count the entire time for you because that's not fun. You guys don't want to just listen to me kind of struggle to count to 8 multiple times. Make sure in this nice flat back position, you're feeling those glutes, you're feeling those hamstrings work, you're using those arms. Now, if you don't have weight, you're grabbing that floor, you're trying to tear that floor up using your muscles, okay? So use your muscles as activation. Now, if you have a band or something, you can step on the band and do these. Maybe I'll show that next round. I think I have a band up here. I did. Again, 2-year-old in the house. He likes to steal my stuff. Imagine that. 2-year-olds are thieves. He's going to be 3 soon. He keeps saying, my birthday's coming soon. And then Brielle, my wife, will say, no, but Dad's is. And he's like, no, mine is. He keeps arguing the fact that Dad's birthday's first. Get 8. Switch sides. Now remember, keep tension here. So if you're a couple working out together, you can check the other's form. You can reach over, yank on their leg. If you pull their hand and their leg apart, they're not active on that side. They're just being passive and lazy, okay? If you're by yourself, just make sure that you're really driving that knee into your hand. I like to cup my hand around, but I'm not hanging on with my hand. I'm still just driving in, okay? Then you're going up to your feet. Yes, I use that little explanation as a little rest. You caught me. Doing your bounds, Apollo Anton Ono style, okay? I like to sweep the leg back, but it's not necessary, okay? You can just bound and bound, okay? Up to you, 5 each side. Get that nice explosive movement in. Once you're done with your 5 and 5, you can grab a quick drink. Now, rest is built in, right? Your rest is yours, okay? If you want to just power through and get 9 rounds in 15 minutes, that's awesome, okay? But I want you to make sure you're taking rest where you need it, okay? Get those nice little breaks in, grab some water, make sure you're staying good, okay? Not getting overly tired. We want good form. We don't want you failing on stuff. Now, fun part about this front hold here is the fact that it's not a pull, right? But it is a core activation. So I am actually having to pull through my lats and pull through my posterior chain to keep everything upright. So in a sense, you are kind of doing a pull when you're doing a front squat like that, which is fun. So if you start feeling like you've done pull-ups or something, or you're wondering why your back's getting tired, front squat like that definitely pulls in that area because it's keeping you from leaning forward, right? It's trying to stabilize you. Good. Dead bug. Okay, so demo, push. I'm locked in, right? You could pull it apart, but it wouldn't be easy. And I keep it nice and strong that entire time, which this is the hardest part, is when you extend out, this wants to separate. So you got to drive that knee, use those hip flexors and core to drive that knee up. You're 5 minutes in. I'm on round 2. So now in a density style training, which we're only doing 4 movements, normally you have 6. We'd be like dead on track. Means that we're not over pacing ourselves. We're still in that metabolic place, but we're not to the point where we're just overworking. Now, if you're a little ahead, you're still fine. Because like I said, it's only 4 movements. So it's a little easier to not overwork. Now, when we go into some 6 movement ones, we got to be careful. All right, keep going. Coming up here, check on everybody real quick, see who's here. And Jan, Bill, and Cindy, Javon, Maesh, and Monica. Good morning, guys. Thanks for being here. We also have Kamel watching. So thank you, everyone, for doing your workout, getting in, putting in the work. It's not easy. It's not necessarily your favorite thing to do in the world, but being here, putting in that work, life goals, right? Life goals. My goal is when my 2-year-old and 7-year-old continue to grow and get stronger, dad continues to get stronger so that dad doesn't get his butt whooped. I learned that from my dad, who can still whoop my butt, who learned it from his dad, who right up until the end could whoop all our butts. When a 78-year-old grandpa can come in and scare the living daylights out of a 35-year-old strength and conditioning coach when he just comes up to you and acts like he's going to punch you, you know he's a tough old dude. He was a boxer for a long time, logger, used to do camp logs, 8-foot logs that had to be at least 14 inches round, I think, 14 to 16 inches. And he didn't have a tractor, so he loaded them by hand. He wasn't very big, but holy cow, was he strong. So my whole life, I grew up with those stories and seeing those pictures. And that definitely was what drove me to want to stay active most of my life. My dad's the same way. He won't load logs, but he works at a concrete plant and he has to move big bags of fiber and stuff to the top of the plant. So he's walking stairs with 80-pound bags of steel chips to put in the cement plant. So anytime I see him, I tease him about not being in shape. Tease him that he's in shape. It's just round. He does like to eat, but he's strong. He's strong. So I want my boys to look at me the same way. Right now, Lucas, my 7-year-old, is testing dad's abilities. That's for sure. He's in wrestling. Dad was a wrestler, so he has to test dad's ability, see how strong dad is. Sometimes he gets you. And when the two of them are on you and you're trying to be careful and not hurt anybody, it gets hard. They're strong for such little guys. Now, you guys haven't had the pleasure of having Jace come in very much into class and do workouts. But my 4 o'clock class, he's been coming in. He did push-ups with Dad the other day. He likes mountain climbers. Really likes mountain climbers. Now remember 8, 8, and 8 for the first 3 movements. And then that last one's 5, unless you want to get extras in. That's up to you. If you want to just keep it all 8. All right, guys, so we've said it a bunch. I know you guys are busy. I know you got a lot of stuff going on, especially end of the year. Gets really busy for you guys. But remember, we still have coach consultations available. Does not have to be with me. Can be with your local coach. Can be with your site coach. Okay, does not have to be with me. I just want to remind you that they are available. You guys always have access to us. So you can always ping a coach you know. You can ping me if you want to find a coach where you're from and chat, especially towards the end of the year. Making sure you set some goals for the end of the year with Christmas and Thanksgiving coming. Okay, and then you also, that helps you figure out what your goals are, and you can set a time for January when we do get busy. You could get us time already set for your kickoff of the year setting of goals. So remember that's available. Now, if you want to meet with me, I actually just created a Calendly account this last week. So it's easier than ever to get a hold of me. If you want the link, I'll send you the link to my Calendly for setting up an appointment. That way, if it works in your schedule, it's really easy. You just click it and it sets an appointment with us. One-stop shop. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, which makes us all happy. All right, you got about 3.5 minutes left. Grab a quick drink of water if you need it. Finish strong. Should be about 1.5 rounds, depending on how fast you're going through. Now, at the end of this, if you want to type in the chat how many rounds you got through, I never remember. Whew. I should get a piece of paper, and I always say that. Should get a piece of paper and write it down as I go, but I never do. Whew. All right, finishing up this last little bit. Still got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Guys are doing awesome. Sweat is pouring. Muscles are feeling good this morning. Earning that breakfast. If you already ate breakfast, you're burning it off already. Good job. Keep that tension. Remember, keep that tension. It's not just a lazy dead bug, right? This is part of it. It is your active recovery, right? Because it's not metabolic necessarily, but it is taxing to your body. And especially when you're holding here, getting things locked in. Good. Up on your feet for that last little bit. Looks like I'm going to get squats in at the end. Okay. Now starting a round is not finishing a round. So I don't get credit for the whole round. I get credit for however many +1 or a quarter however you want to look at it. Good job. Everything right now, because we like fractions in where we are, right? Everything in my life right now is in fractions. I see everything in feet, inches, and fractions because we're working on our house. So everything I do, I'm like 1 foot, 6 inches, 6.5, 6 1/4. Metric so much easier. And you got 10 seconds. I'm not going to start my rows because I can't finish them out. Finish your last thing. 3, 2, 1. Time. Good job. Now, if you want to, you can throw how many rounds you got in the chat. You do not have to. It's just there as a benchmark. I can see how many we got through. This is why I do it. Because me talking the entire time, a lot of times I don't get as many in as if I was just going hard. That's where having music in class would be nice. All right. Get a little recovery in. 8.1. Nice. Holy cow. I think I only got like 6. Maybe. I'd have to look back at the replay, the instant replay. That's awesome. Whew. Okay. Get that quick little recovery in. Okay. For our next round. This is our timed. Cindy, I don't doubt it. Honestly, I don't doubt it. All right, so for this next round, we are going 20 on, 10 off. So short recovery, okay? A little short recovery window. It's more of a transition time, okay? We have a few movements we're gonna go through, and we're gonna do them quickly and efficiently. Oh, good. Yes, somebody fought. Thanks, Monica. Thank you. I think it was like 6 plus 1, I think is what it was. Okay, so our first movement, okay, we're going to start with a nice little warm-up movement. So we have a few that we're going to go through, okay? And I'll probably forget one like I did last Friday. And then I look back at the chat and you guys said, hey, you forgot this. So I'm going to keep it simple today, hopefully. Okay, so our first one, we're going to go jumping jacks. Okay, just simple, old school jumping jacks. Now, if you don't like jumping, right, you can step it out. I've seen that a lot in like an aerobics class. If they don't want to jump, that's fine. Okay, from there. Now, if you don't have weights, stick on for, I'll tell you what you're doing for your rack hold. Okay, so we're going to go rack hold as our next movement. So 10-second rest after our jumping jack. Then we're going rack hold right here with your weights, squeezing your core, squeezing your glutes, keeping everything upright. Okay, rack hold, easy peasy. If you want to make it a little harder for 20 seconds, arms go straight up, keep that core in, right? I'm not leaning back, or I shouldn't be. I can't really see. I shouldn't be here and I shouldn't be here. I'm straight up and down, which that's hard to do after you do out of sorts. Straight up and down, locked in, nice tight core and glutes, okay? Your choice on if you want to hold here or here. Now, body weight, okay? Your choice. You can go down to the ground and do an overhead hold in a down dog position, okay? You can be here and just do a 20-second down dog hold. Or you can go half if you want to make it a little harder, okay? Or if you want to just do the same position, you just lock in. You squeeze your arms, you squeeze your chest, you squeeze everything up just like you're holding the weight of the world on your hands and stay locked in, okay? That works too, okay? Last, or next movement, we have 4. Next movement, we're going split squat jumps, okay? Again, if you don't want to jump, okay, you can just step it out. You can just do your steps, okay? Just do it quick because it's only 20 seconds, okay? Last piece of this round is a push-pull, okay? It's kind of a push-pull. We're going to do our body saw without sliders today. So we get down into our pillar bridge position, okay? I'm going to reach my toes out. So I'm actually setting up with my toes flat, like so. I bridge up, then it allows me to push back come here. Push back, come here, okay? That's how we do it without sliders. Now, if you want to use your sliders, you can. I'm doing it without today to just help those that don't have sliders or don't have a towel or don't have a slidey floor, okay? So those 4 movements, 20 on, 10 off. Now you've had lots of recovery, so I'm expecting a lot out of you now. Okay, so we got 4 movements, 20 on, 10 off. We have 4 rounds. 4 rounds. I can say that because Jen's not here today. Okay, 4 rounds. So get yourself ready. Get your mind right. 10 seconds. We'll get started with jumping jacks. Starting with jumping jacks. Simple movement first. I love it. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. Just good old school jumping jacks. Keep your core tight. Keep moving. 5 seconds. Rest. Grab your weights. 5 seconds. We're going into our rack hold. 2, 1, go. Remember, you can go rack or overhead. You got 4 rounds. You can make a decision. This gets harder each time too, because you're going to get more and more tired. You can't hold your breath for 20 seconds. Rest. So you got to breathe, but keep everything tight. Really good. Boxers do this one too. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Split squat jumps. Now notice we're doing explosive movements along with strength stuff, right? Building up those metabolic characteristics and fast twitch, relax. Body saw coming up, 5 seconds. 2, 1, go. So I push back into a push-up position, then I roll my toes forward. There you go. Keep that core tight. Rest. Up on your feet. Now jumping jacks this round. Same thing. Here you go. 3, 2, 1, go. Rest. Rack hold. 3, 2, 1, go. Keep breathing. Keep those glutes and core tight. Don't cheat. Rest. Split squat. Now remember, you can just step it out too. You do not have to jump. 3, 2, 1, go. Rest. Body saw, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Good job. 2 more rounds. Rest. Okay, now we have squat jacks. So we go wide at the bottom, narrow at the top. 2, 1, go. Rest. Rack hold. 3, 2, 1, go. Now I'm going overhead. Keeping my core tight, keeping my ribs from flaring, not leaning back. Rest. Split squat. 2, 1, go. Rest. Whew. Body saw. We got one more round coming up. After this body saw, 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. Find that rhythm. Rest. Last set. Here we go. Same thing. We got squat jack starting. 3, 2, 1, go. Rest. Rack or overhead. 5 seconds. 2, 1, go. There you go. Keep things tight. Keep breathing. Down. Good. Split squat. Last set of split squat, the one we were waiting for. 2, 1, go. Rest. Body saw. Here goes 3, 2, 1, go. Good job. 5 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Good. Come up to your feet. Don't stay on the ground. Come up to your feet. Interlace those fingers. Reach up to the sky. Glue your feet to the ground. Pretend like you're being pulled to the sky. Good. Release down. Sweep those toes off a couple times. Sweep those toes. Come up nice and tall again. Interlace those fingers. Now a nice standing quad stretch. Now if you need something to hang on to, please do so. I'm going to quarter squat down. Kick that leg up. Grab my ankle. Reach up to the sky. Make myself nice and long. Pull this knee back towards the back of the room as I'm stretching this quad. Now again, if you need to hang on to something, please do so. This is just elongating myself. Good. Switch sides. Quarter squat down. Kick the other side up. Balance. And release. Good. Widen things out. Okay. Widen it out. You can go as wide as you would like or as comfortable as you can. Slide those hands down your legs. to where you can't anymore. Reach for that floor. Just let gravity pull you down a little bit. Good. From here, I'm gluing my left hand to the ground, rotating up with the right hand towards the sky. Switch. Switch. Make sure you're looking where that hand is rotating to. Switch. Switch. One more. Switch. Come to center. Walk those hands back to where they're inside of your feet. Okay, so not out in front of you. Try to go in between your legs. Roll down as much as you can. Squeeze those glutes. Roll up nice and tall. Last stretch we have, reaching my palm up towards the sky. Over the top, trying to grab my opposite shoulder blade. Stretch here, pulling my elbow over. You don't have to stay in this wide base if you don't want. It just feels good today. Good, release. Switch to the other side. Hand comes up. Trying to grab my shoulder blade. Pulling over the top. And release. Good job, everyone. Nice work today. Thanks for showing up on a Monday morning, getting your work in. Like I said, if you need a link for Calendly, if you want to set up a quick chat or anything like that, please let me know. If you want to find another coach that's around your area, please let me know. I can help you with that. Also, just ping me an IM. You can reach me at any time, clintx.carlson@Intel. Anytime, okay? Doesn't even have to be talking about workouts. You can just tell me about the weather where you're at, which, by the way, it's only 36 degrees here again today. Woo woo. All right, guys, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you again. We have Wednesday and Friday this week also. So we're going to get buff. Let's do it. Thanks, everyone. You guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your day.